Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. And today we are reviewing Alphalete Drop 3. We have quite a variety in this collection. We have a lot of Aura pieces, including Aura flares and a new Aura sculpt jacket that actually is a BBL fit. We have Revive shorts and leggings, and then we have Pump mid and high rise shorts and leggings. So quite a bit of variety. This launch is happening on Saturday, May 16th at 12 p.m. Central Time. My code Catherine gives 10% off. Just a reminder, this is the same day as the Buff Bunny launch. The colors that we're getting this launch are giving very moody, classic Alphalete. They're definitely not the most summery colors. I would love to see some really fun, bright pump colors soon. But they brought back Black Garnet, which is one of my all-time favorite Alphalete colors. We're also getting this stunning dark teal called Deep Sea. Those are definitely my top two favorites, as well as Walnut, which is a nice neutral brown, and Ballet Pink, which I think pairs well, honestly, with all of the colors, but especially the Black Garnet if you don't want to do like a full pink or full purple set. So a lot of these pieces we've seen before, so we're just going to quickly review those, but we do still have some new pieces that I wanted to review. So without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to be starting off with our Aura pieces, starting out with the only bra of the launch, the Aura Axis bra. Not a fan of this bra. I don't know who we need to talk to at Alphalete to get more full coverage bras, because Christian watches my stories. So Christian, please, please, we are desperate for a better coverage bra option. Because while the itty bitty bras are super cute, they're just not cutting it. And a lot of the girlies with larger cup sizes would like a matching set. So unfortunately, this is all we're getting. This is the Aura Axis bra. The red is an old color in a size small. I did size up to a medium this time. We'll compare them in a second. So this is made of the Aura fabric, which is Alphalete's most lightweight brush kind of naked feel material. It's a nylon spandex with a low to medium compression. This sportswear has a wide scooping neckline, tonal silicone script logo front and center. I don't like a front and center logo, but I don't mind if it's tonal and barely noticeable. So this one, you like barely even see it. We have a slightly curved under bust area. There is a little band to try to keep you secure at the bottom, but it's definitely super short line. A little dart detail to try to accommodate more of a bust. Removable cups, and then this open strappy back. Let's quickly compare the small versus the medium. So I would not recommend sizing up unless you have a large cup size and you're just dying to try this one, because I definitely get more coverage out of the medium, but my true size is definitely a small. The band overall is just a little bit too big in the medium, but I wouldn't dare try to wear the small to the gym, and I was actually able to wear the medium to the gym today, and I definitely felt like I was at risk of falling out the bottom. Like, the support really isn't there, but if you're dying to have a matching set, I was getting a little bit more coverage out of the medium. So overall, I would stick true to size on these. If you have a smaller cup size, you could size down if in between, but if you have a larger cup size, I would size up. Okay, so here it is in the medium. I only got medium this time. It doesn't really give any support. It's just kind of there. Again, really not a large cup size friendly bra, but it's the only bra they have this launch, and it seems to be getting worse and worse, and it's very frustrating. So while I really don't recommend this for large cup sizes, I was able to wear the size up to the gym, and honestly, I wasn't really falling out of it. I just sacrificed a little bit of support for just a bit more coverage, but I would still definitely consider this low coverage. We have that curved under bust. We have the Alphalete script in the front. That's one of my favorite things about Aura. I love the tonal cursive silicone logo. You can barely even see it there, but it's so cute. We have the dart detail that adds just a little bit more dimension. Scoop neck, spaghetti straps, low coverage, low support. Like, do not try to do any, like, even walking in this is a little bit much. This is truly for my IBTC queens. And then we have some strappy detail in the back. I will say in the medium, I was still kind of feeling it against my neck here. Didn't leave any marks or anything too uncomfortable, but just something to note, and very open in the back. So again, not a bra I'd really recommend, but I was just trying to make something work because I love a matching set. So I do think if you're a larger cup size and you really want a matching set, sizing up is a possibility. Just know there's very little support, and I also just don't feel super secure at the bottom. It does have a tiny little band along the bottom, so I didn't fall out, but there's like a little peep of just like under bust area in there. So again, not recommended, but can be done. Our next Aura item is a new piece. This is the Reform tank, and they may have just redeemed themselves from that itty bitty bra by bringing in this tank. Although it's a halter, it is actually a good tank with some coverage for the girls. So I also got a size small in this one. It is made of the Aura fabric. We have a scooped neckline, a high hip length fit, built-in shelf liner with removable cups, and a slim halter strap that is adjustable. I really appreciate that they added some adjustability there. This is actually very similar to the Aura Form tank, which I love. They dropped this one, I think, last Black Friday, and I still reach for it quite a bit. The Reform tank is basically just the form tank with a halter neckline, except for some very slight fit differences. So a little side by side of both of these, the length of the Aura form tank from the neckline to the hem is 12 inches, and the Reform tank from neckline to hem is 13 inches. So actually a little bit of that space is a little bit increased bust space, but also in the length, the form tank hits just right at high hip, if not slightly above, and the Reform tank hits just a little bit longer than that. And obviously the main difference is the straps. Form tank has 2 straps and the Reform tank has 1 halter strap. The fit on these is both really good though, so let's try this on. Okay, while only having 1 bra is a crime, this is a pretty nice top. This is my normal size small, very true to size. It actually has a little bit more room in the bust than the Aura form tank, which is nice. We have the full built-in shelf liner with removable cup pads. I will say this ballet pink for the leggings being like on the sheer side, I can't see the cup pads through, so it's actually not too sheer on the top, which is nice. I'm gonna give this a medium coverage, definitely a little bit of scooping in the front, but not falling out of it. It goes up nicely into the armpit too. Not too close that it's cutting in. The support though is definitely on the low to medium side, definitely more than the bra, but still not great support. We have a nice little inch of overlap with the high-rise leggings. And it's also a really nice fit. It's not like suffocating skin tight, but there's no like weird bagginess anywhere I move, and it stays put nicely. It does have that halter neckline, and it is also adjustable, which I really appreciate that they did, because some halters, they just don't give you the lift. So I appreciate that it's adjustable. I don't love a halter, but I actually prefer the proportions of this top compared to the Aura form tank. Just a little bit more coverage, a tiny bit more length. I just wish it was a traditional tank strap, but yeah, definitely recommend this one. This one's a top pick. And then you guys, the jacket that I have been waiting for. You guys know I love my Aura Sculpt jacket. They have now come out with the Aura Sculpt jacket long, and it's not quite exactly the same as Aura Sculpt, but you guys know I've tried so many jackets and almost none of them actually sculpt and have that like BBL slimming effect. We finally have our BBL jacket, you guys, and it's so good. This is the Aura Sculpt jacket long. I got my normal size small. We have a full zip, and this is also a locking zipper, so if you flip it into the down position, it stays in place. We have 2 very sleek zip pockets in the front. Zip pockets, you guys. This is the standard, okay? We need zip pockets on jackets. That shouldn't be something I'm excited about, but it is. Just some slimming contour details down the front, but less of like a panel moment compared to Aura Sculpt, which we'll compare in a second. We have that kind of dipped down collar neckline that I love. Full length sleeves, of course, thumb holes, and very simple in the back with just some more contour seam detailing. You wanted to say hello, didn't you? Everyone, say hello to little Vince, my cute little boy. Okay, okay. So of course we have to compare this side by side to the OG Aura Sculpt jacket. Biggest differences right off the bat is the length. I measured 18 inches from the shoulder to hem on the Aura Sculpt jacket in a size small, and I got 20 inches on the long. So we did add 2 extra inches. The Aura Sculpt was always a nice high hip length that overlapped with my legging waistband, but you do get more of like a mid hip length with the Aura Sculpt long. They both have full zips, they both have locking zippers, they both have those slightly hidden zipper pockets. The OG Aura Sculpt jacket has more of a tailored look. We have like this kind of panel detailing in the front and the back that I do think is kind of unique. And the OG Aura Sculpt was always very structured, but it was not a true BBL fit. And what I mean by a BBL fit is it's actually snug all the way along the waist and snatches you in. This one always kind of skimmed over the waist area, where the Aura Sculpt long is actually contouring and giving that BBL fit. So let's try this on. You guys know how few jackets actually give the BBL effect, actually sculpt, but aren't like so suffocating in the arms. You guys, we finally have it. I loved the Aura Sculpt jacket so much, I still do, but it was never like a true BBL effect. It had nice structure to it, and I really liked the design. But if you're looking for a jacket to truly give the hourglass effect and sculpt the waist, we finally have it, guys. They finally did it. So here I have it fully zipped up. It is 2 inches longer than the Aura Sculpt jacket. It's just over high hip, stays very nicely, and just kind of slims the waist. We do have those nicely hidden little zip pockets in here, and they do have room to fully fit a phone. So you guys know, I love a jacket with pockets. There's definitely less detail on the front of this one, a lot more simple, but they kept that kind of cutaway neck design, which is just so nice because every jacket has the collar. And as a sensitive neck girly, sometimes that irritates my neck. I'll deal with it, but I love the little cutaway neckline. We do also have a locking zipper, so you flip it down in place, it stays put. It is definitely a snug fit. So if you are not looking to be snatched in the waist, size up. It's definitely snug, but it's an intense intentional snug because when I tried to size down in the Aura Sculpt jacket, it was so tight on my arms that my arms were like bursting at the seams. This one's definitely skimming my arms and I wouldn't really be able to layer a lot underneath it, but it's not skin tight. The sleeves are also nice and long. We do have thumb holes and they go all the way down over my fingers, so a lot of coverage there. More simple in the back compared to the original Aura Sculpt as well. There's no panel detailing, it's just very simple, and I'm still able to wear it over the Reform tank, but this is about as much as I could layer underneath it. You definitely can't wear like a loose top underneath it, so definitely keep that in mind. But I love this new jacket. I got 3 of them. That's how much I knew. I saw this jacket and I just knew she'd be slim in the waist. And I maybe have like 1 or 2 other jackets in my closet that actually do that. So highly recommend. All right, next up we have all of our Aura bottoms. Something I have to praise Alphalete for is when they launched Aura, she's been the same since the beginning. They perfected Aura right from the get-go and she didn't need any changes. And that makes it very clear as a reviewer. As soon as I get a new launch in, I go in and measure everything. And all of the bottoms today are spot on with what they've always been. The rise measurements are the same, the inseams are the same. So thank you Alphalete for just like being very standardized with that. Compared to my little micro legacy debacle with Buff Bunny where the rises are changing and they say they're not changed. Alphalete, the rises are the same. All of the Aura bottoms have a few things in common. First of all, made of the Aura fabric, it's a light to medium compression. All of the bottoms are also pretty true to size. If you're in between, you could really go either way. And they're all a high to ultra high rise. On me, they kind of hit at a high rise, but they are a true high rise fit. There's a double thickness waistband. They're all no front seam, and you have this little side contour detail on all of them that kind of contours the glutes from the side. Curved glute seams in the back and no scrunches. Just very simple. I wear my Aura most for low impact, but I do wear it to the gym. I do wear it to solid core. I do wear it just like walking or just like athleisure, but it's not something I would like run in. All right, we have the Aura shorts, all of the same details I just talked about. These are a 5-inch inseam, true to size. I do also find these quite thick thigh friendly because the thigh seam is very stretchy. We have that flattering double thickness waistband, and all of the Aura bottoms also don't have any sort of top bands or anything to cut in, so nothing digs. We have that contouring side seam. They're all medium to high on the booty scale and all more like medium to long glute friendly. Aura bottoms are really good for my tall girlies, especially on the medium to longer glute side because the glute seam is definitely on the longer side. They don't have a scrunch, but I do pull them up the cheeks just a little bit because they do have a nice like body hugging fit. And because they are that high, ultra high rise, they do look good on a longer torso. If you are a short torso girly, highly recommend checking out the Tenacity bottoms because they have low and mid rise on those. These are definitely a high rise fit. We have our Aura leggings, all of the same details, this beautiful black garnet color. Highly, highly recommend. I love it so much. High to ultra high rise, double thickness waistband, these flattering contour seams that contour the glutes around the side, curved glute seams in the back, the tonal script branding. The Aura leggings are a 28-inch inseam. Again, these are kind of best for the tall girlies. I feel like we don't get much, so it's nice that we have the Aura leggings. Low to medium compression, they do have a slight brushed feel. I actually feel like Aura is a little bit more pet fur friendly than Tenacity, but I still wouldn't consider them like a pet fur friendly legging. I would say not a ton of cellulite coverage in Aura as well, since it is a little bit more on the naked feel thinner side. And yeah, these are just a classic go-to for me. The Aura capris are back. This is actually the color Poise. If you wanted just a quick comparison of Poise versus Ballet Pink. Poise is definitely a cool tone pink and Ballet Pink is a little bit lighter and a little bit less squat proof and more of a warm tone pink. I did actually get a pair of Aura capris, but they're still on the way. So we're gonna review my old pair of Aura capris. Same exact structure as the Aura leggings. I don't know if you want me to go over it every time, but I will anyways. We got the high, ultra high rise, no front seam, contouring side seams. We have the extended gusset, curved glute seams, and the Aura capris are actually more of a mid-calf capri at a 21-inch inseam. For reference, I have capris from Petula. I think those are a 17-inch capri, and those barely even cover my knees. So again, these are a tall girly legging and a tall girly capri. If you are on the short side, these might look more like a 7/8 length on you, but for me, they're actually a good capri length. Am I a capri girly? Not really. Do I see girlies wearing capris these days? Yes. And they do look cute. I am influenced by exposure. I don't think I would wear these to the gym, but maybe to solid core Pilates, something like that. And then we have our Aura flares. We haven't had flares in a minute. I'm actually glad to see flares because all the brands just decided we're only doing wide legs. And while I love a straight to wide leg pant, I feel like in the mix of that, we kind of forgot about flares. So we have Aura flares. These are the same as they've always been, but I believe in the past they only had one inseam and it was like a 32-inch. And now they have a regular and a long. The regular is 33 inches and the long is 35. 35. I do feel like that's a little bit on the long side, except when I put on the 35 inch, they're like the perfect length. So I'd really love to see a third inseam option. For me, for flares and wide legs, you have to have 3 inseams. I don't think 2 is enough. You gotta have the short, regular, and long. So while we have more inseam options than we did before, I still would love to see more. Same structure as the Aura leggings. I did do a try on of these, so let's try them on. Okay, you guys, so we have our Aura flared pants. I know the ballet pink was a risk, but it was a risk I was willing to take. So honestly, kind of nice to have flares because everyone's doing wide leg, and it would be nice to have an even split. You know, not everyone's ready for the wide leg. Sometimes I want a flare. So I absolutely love all Aura bottoms for my tall girlies. We have a true high rise, almost a teeny bit above, but I love the rise on Aura. Double thickness waistband, no top band. Very stretchy, but a little bit of hold to the body. So about a low to medium compression, no front seam. I do think I can slightly see my nude underwear with these ballet pink bottoms. So these are definitely not a gym bottom. They're definitely sheer. It's unfortunate. Will I still wear them for lifestyle? Yes, because I just don't care. I draw the line at Alphalete Buttercream. That was a crime. These, I'm like, you know, I can do it. But they could have gone a shade darker if you ask me. True to size, if you're in between, you can really go either way. I love the curve on the side of Aura. It just gives you a little bit of sculpt without being super in your face. We have the curved glute seams. All Aura is definitely more medium to long glute friendly side for the tall girlies. Aura is definitely a little bit on the thinner side, so not a ton of cellulite coverage. And I have to say, I doubted the 35-inch inseam at first, but it's the perfect length for me. In terms of the flare shape, the Aura flares have always kind of started at the knee, so they are more of like a relaxed flare. They're not super fitted on the upper calf. I do wish they were just a bit more fitted, and they skim the calves, but they're not giving me a Clydesdale horse moment. So I'd say these are mostly large calf friendly as well. And I would say that this is a moderate flare, a little more than a boot cut, but nothing extreme like a Buff Bunny flare that's definitely like super bell bottomy. If you aren't into that, this is definitely a more moderate flare shape. So I find these super flattering on the glutes as well, medium to high on the booty scale. But for sheerness sake, I would probably stick to the darker colors. The black garnet can't be beat. Black garnet is too cute, so. We also have Aura headbands back. I really love the Aura headbands. I actually wear them pretty often on my runs. They're about 2¼ inches wide in the front, which I think is a good width. They do taper in the back. And then they have the tonal script branding along the front, but just a very cute headband. All right, we're now moving into our seamless pieces. This is going to be kind of rapid fire because we've seen all of these a bunch of times. So we're starting out with Revive. If I had to rank the compression / lift of all of the Alphalete seamless bottoms, we have our Amplify Contour as the least compressive, stretchiest. Then we have Revive, which is a little more compressive compared to Amplify, and we also have a little glute lifting panel that we'll discuss in a second. And then our most compressive, most lift will be Pump. So in this collection, we have Revive and Pump. So the Revive leggings, these are made of a medium to high compression, stretchy seamless. They are a 25-inch inseam. With seamless leggings, there's a lot of flexibility in the length, so these fit me all the way down to my ankle. These ones only come in a high-rise fit. An Alphalete high-rise is very standardized. It's always just right at the natural waist. The Revive leggings have a ribbed 3-tiered waistband, no front seam, of course. They have that OG Revival panel detailing going down the leg, kind of twisting. It comes up from the hip, down the quad, and then there's a panel at the bottom of the leg as well. And then in the back, we have a little bit of a widow's peak detail, and we have the classic Amplify skinny scrunch. So this type of scrunch is going to sit between the glutes the most, but you do have to position it there. So it's a very skinny scrunch. It gives you maximum glute separation. And then you have this little compressive panel detailing that goes just at the inner thigh under the glute area. So if you're not someone who likes a really in-your-face kind of sculpted glute moment, this one is very subtle and it's not giving shelf. It's just giving a very subtle glute lift. So it's high on the booty scale, but not quite as in-your-face of a glute lift compared to Pump. I absolutely love my Revive leggings. I love my Pump as well. I really love all of the Amplify bottoms for different purposes. I think Alphalete does the best seamless bottoms. You can't convince me otherwise. So if you haven't tried Revive yet, highly recommend it. I will say this deep sea color was quite compressive, especially compared to the ballet pink. So I did feel a little bit extra compressed in this color. Then we have our Revive shorts, exact same situation going on compared to the Revive leggings, just in short form. These are a high rise. They're listed as a 5-inch inseam, but they're actually more like 5.5 inches. So I really love the length of these. Out of all of the Alphalete shorts, these ones stay put the best in the thighs, in my opinion. Still got that medium to high compression. I also feel like these are a little bit more thick thigh friendly compared to Pump because they're not quite as compressive down the leg. We have that panel detailing going on in the front there, the scrunch in the back, the little triangle compression area, high on the booty scale. True to size with all Alphalete seamless bottoms. If you're in between, I always recommend sizing up, but I do find them to be true to size. While we're talking about shorts, let's just talk about the Pump shorts. So there will be both mid and high-rise pump shorts. I didn't get any high-rise this time, but I actually really like both of them. Alphalete is one of the only brands where I actually reach for their mid-rise bottoms because they don't squeeze me in weird ways, and it's honestly just a very flattering mid-rise. So I do like their mid-rise. With pump, we have more of a smooth 3-tiered ribbed waistband, high compression throughout. The pump shorts are listed as a 5-inch inseam. I find the mid-rise pump shorts have always been more of a 4.5-inch inseam, but the high-rise pump shorts are that true 5-inch inseam. So if you have trouble with your shorts rolling up, the high-rise shorts do have a little bit of extra inseam. And then what makes pump pump, we do have a wider hourglass scrunch. So this one requires less positioning between the glutes. It just kind of contours the glutes nicely as soon as you put it on, but it doesn't disappear as much between the cheeks compared to Revive. And then we have the pump contouring panel detail underneath the glutes that gives you that glute lift. These are super high on the booty scale. The biggest differences between the high and the mid-rise pump, first of all, the high-rise does hit at the natural waist and the mid-rise does hit just slightly below the belly button. Honestly, the biggest difference comes in the back. If you're more of a short glute girly or even have just like slightly smaller glutes, the mid-rise pump may be better. The high-rise pump has more glute space and is more of like a glute contour moment rather than a glute lifting moment like the mid-rise. Honestly, I find both of them to be very flattering and very subtle compared to a lot of other glute compression leggings. We have talked about these so many times, and I will say almost every time I wear my pump mid-rise shorts, I have people coming up to me at the gym and asking me if I'm training for a bodybuilding competition. This does happen regularly, and it's always when I'm wearing my pump shorts. I'm going to do a quick side-by-side of the pump high-rise shorts versus the Revive high-rise shorts. Again, they both hit at a very similar spot in the waist. Revive is more medium to high compression, pump is more high compression. Revive has more details going on with the leg with those little panel details. And then the biggest difference comes in the back. Again, Revive has a slimmer scrunch, a more subtle compression and less of a lifting effect, but still very flattering on the glutes. The pump high-rise shorts are definitely going to give you more of that glute contouring and glute lift. They also are both a similar length. I would say pump high-rise shorts as well as the Revive shorts, I have the least rolling out of all of the Alphalete seamless shorts. And lastly, we went into a lot of detail about the pump shorts, so just super quick with the leggings. Same details except in legging form. We will have mid and high rise pump. I'll put those both on the screen now. Obviously the high rise is a high rise and comes up to the small of the waist. Mid rise is just about an inch below that. We have the 3-tiered compressive waistband, no front seam. We have that wider hourglass scrunch in the back, and then the glute lifting contour detail. I would go for the high rise if you have longer glutes, you're taller, or just larger glutes in general, but I honestly wear and love both of mine equally. I think both of them are super flattering. Just definitely if you are on the shorter side, the mid-rise is going to be a better choice. And just because we did it for the shorts, let's compare the high-rise pump versus high-rise Revive. Both high-rise. Pump has a slightly smoother 3-tiered waistband. Revive is a little bit more ribbed. Revive is just a tiny bit less compressive compared to pump. Revive has a lot more details going on down the leg if you're details girly. And then in the back, we have 2 different scrunch styles. Revive is more of a classic scrunch. Pump is that wider hourglass scrunch. And then pump gives you the most glute lift. Revive is a lot more subtle. And lastly, I also got the men's Alpha Tee. There are other men's pieces launching. This is just the only thing that I got. It is a 100% heavyweight cotton tee. I got a size medium just so it would be nice and oversized, but it has a soft feel to it. It's a nice heavy weight. We have the A logo in the front as well as the distressed Alphalete logo in the back. Let's try it on. Okay, so this is the men's medium, and I'm impressed with like the weight of the cotton. It has like a soft, like vintagey wash feel, but it's also like nice and heavy weight. We have a crew neck. We have the Alphalete A logo in the middle. Kind of wish this wasn't there because I prefer the graphic in the back, but we all know how I feel about this A logo. Kind of an oversized drop shoulder sleeve. And then we get a little Alphalete graphic in the back. I have the medium on. It was already an oversized fit. I just wanted it to be like more oversized, and it's basically covering my butt, and I'm tall. You could definitely tuck it into the back of your sports bra, but this is part of the men's launch, but I just thought it was a nice pump cover, but maybe Ian would wear this. All right, you guys, that is everything launching for Alphalete Drop 3. Again, this is happening on Saturday, May 16th at 12 p.m. Central Time, and code Catherine gives you 10% off. While this may not seem like the most summery launch, I actually do really like a lot of the pieces. I love the new Aura jacket. Honestly, no note. It's perfect. I do really like the Aura Reform tanks. Even though they're halters, they do fit really well. And then the Aura flares, if you were to get all 3 of those all together, I do think that makes a really cute set. And then, you know, I love both Revive and Pump. The main bummer of this collection is we just don't have a good large cap size friendly bra, which is not even unusual at this point. I don't even know why I would expect any different, unfortunately. everyone fingers crossed that we do get some soon. I wish we got a seamless bra. It just seems weird to only have an Aura bra and then all the seamless bottoms. For some reason, I always had a lot better luck with the seamless bras. So let me know what questions you guys have down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!